What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lead in, bitch. We have a full panel here for Real Housewives of Potomac. Jasmine is hot. My leg hurt.
I am
What's
hot.
up? What's up, Antonio, Danny, and now Jasmine?
Hey.
I had to
what's
run
going on?
outside, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to run back to lean the fuck in, but I'm gonna cool down in a minute, y'all.
You gonna cool down? Well, you may. I don't know, Chad. Depending on how this may go, but we have people in the chat. So if you're in the chat, give us a thumbs up, shout out, whatever. Before we get into the conversation, it's gonna be a fun little time here to talk about episode 2 of Potomac. So episode 2, like individually, how are we feeling about the season? I know last week Asia was here and Antonio was here. We were here, us three. And so Danny and Jasmine, this is our first time doing this, leaning in for this particular franchise. So I guess I'll ask y'all, like, what are y'all thoughts on the season thus far? Starting with you, Danny.
I'm excited for it. I think the season started off very strong. It's not starting off weak, and we're not having to get into the 4th, 5th episode before it gets good. I've been thoroughly entertained from beginning to end of both episodes.
Okay. Jasmine.
I agree. We are so used to having those slow move-ins, but we hit it hard, running. I'm happy about it. It's giving me a lot of hope.
Are we feeling better about this than we was Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because, you know, Jasmine, we had to sit through that whole damn season and talk about that whole boring ass season for like 20 episodes. That's why I was like, you know what? I got to bring Jasmine to this panel because I feel like we had good times over there. Don't get me wrong, but still, it wasn't a lot. Yeah. We had to make the best of it. So, yeah.
Right.
Again, welcome to this panel as well. Asia will be here as well. So it'll be 5 of us, child, throughout the season. A lot of opinions, and it's still split because, you know, that we have some Team Candace, some Team Non-Candace, some Team Karen, some Team Non-Karen. It's going to be some good conversation and dialogue. Has everybody heard Candace's new single and song that was released this week?
Yes,
I listened to it a little while ago.
Okay.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I didn't expect her to go like the poppy route just because her voice is so strong. I expected like a more like laid back neo soul type of situation or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it was cool. So, all right, go
Okay.
Kansas, I guess.
Anybody who knows me knows that Candace has never been my favorite, but I do think this is probably one of the best songs that a housewife has ever released.
Okay. I would agree. I mean, we've seen a lot. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Jasmine said no.
Well, I do. I love it. I love it. But then when I think about like Candy and stuff and like stuff like that, I gotta think a little bit harder. Like on a moment, I'm like, yeah, but I have to think a little because Candy wrote a lot of good songs throughout as a housewife too. Maybe.
She wrote a lot of good songs, but were they good songs? I'm just asking.
That's why I said I got to think about it a little bit. I have to sit down and maybe read it too.
But I would definitely say I think Candace, if not it's not the best to me, but I definitely think it's like top 3 because. But as far as visuals are concerned, you know, compared to some of the others that I've seen that actually did videos, Candace's video to me was like really good. Production was good. It looked very professional. So I will give her top tier on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Okay. Quick shout out to Bronny in the chat, Rich in the chat. Anybody else in the chat? Let us know what you think about Candace's new single. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the actual episode, chat about the discussion of that. So last week, of course, the big argument between Karen and Giselle happened, and it ended off with the whole Sing Sing thing. And Sing Sing comes back up this episode because, you know, as I said on Facebook, Karen, you know, I love Karen, but she's starting that backpedaling stuff again. And I'm just like, in my opinion, but we're going to talk about it. So post the argument. First, I want to say, did anybody know what Sing Sing is before researching or looking up?
It's a prison.
I did.
It's a prison.
Okay.
But
okay,
she
let's make
thought
sure.
she was saying the psych ward. She
Psych
thought she was
ward,
talking
yeah.
about the psych ward that
Okay.
Giselle went into when all this stuff happened with your mom. So she
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
"Sing,
that's
sing,"
what-
but she was
Yeah. I was like, okay, Karen, like I get it, but I was just like, I was want to make sure everybody was on the same page about that. But during the argument, of course, this part is what I was talking about last week, Antonio. So you saw how Robin was getting involved, and they were just
Hmm.
and you heard Wendy was like, we should all just let them have a moment. And
Right.
Karen said exactly what she said was, and I'm the one walking down the aisle soon. When is your wedding?
Right. Wrong.
I said, Karen. And like we said
Why she
last
got-
season, I don't know who, I don't remember who from this panel was here last season for Potomac. I always said like Karen be letting Robin have it every time she try it. Were there any thoughts on that exchange before we get into what happened with Mia?
She laid her ass
Well,
out, and rightfully so. Um, Robin always like, and I get it that Giselle is her best friend and she want to like try to stick. I get that, but do not insert yourself into an argument if you are not prepared to verbally fight back. Like she
Yeah.
laid her ass out and then told her relationship wasn't real in so many words. So Robin can do nothing but sit there and take it. I was like, oh well, Karen
Yeah.
one, Robin zero.
when it comes to
Child.
Karen,
Karen
I
3,
like
Robin 0.
Right,
At
Amelia,
this
right.
point.
That's true.
when Robin comes for Karen, it's like she comes at her with a butter knife, and Karen got a machine gun. She never
Every
comes
time.
with.
Yeah,
She never comes right.
Every
I
time.
agree.
Yeah.
So Mia is the newbie, right? Mia, had the exchange. She basically revealed herself as having all these different surgeries or whatever, and basically she takes up to the side of Giselle, and she's just like, I think she has an open heart, and so like when this happened, like what were some of y'all thoughts? Because I was just like, what are you doing, Mia? Like I don't really understand. I can start with you, Jasmine. Like what did you think when she did that? As it relates to being new and then being Karen's friend, because she don't know this yet. And my thing is, I want to say this too. I'll be dumb to believe that Mia don't watch this show. Okay,
Yeah.
before she
Yeah.
got on, so she know damn well that Giselle ain't got no good heart. But go
Right.
ahead, Jasmine. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, goes back to when she said that Karen said that she should mesh with mesh. She kept saying mesh, it irritated my
She
soul,
did
but
kept saying
mesh, mesh with Giselle. So I kind of got that, but it did give me thirst vibes. Trying to, what I'm saying, oh my God, you have such a good heart. Oh my God, like it's just like I would have wished she just kind of just would have peeped the scene out. Not been quiet, but just kind of peeped the scene out and kept her reservations. To herself. Like you said, I think she has watched the show. So she, what I'm saying, she knows Karen personally and things like that. But like she has watched the show and she knows the dissension that they have between each other. So to me, it gave me thirst vibes, and we can talk about the Wendy thing when we're ready. So, so that's all I can say.
Go ahead, Danny.
So I wanted to like Mia right away. When I saw her in the car with Karen, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like her. I'm really gonna like her. Then when she pulled that stunt, I thought it was very like, girl, even if you feel like, I don't believe you feel that Giselle has a good heart, but even if you felt that way, shut up and just let your friend
Right.
handle this on her own. Karen don't need no help.
She didn't.
Right.
And so as of right now, for me, I'm on the fence with her. I don't dislike her totally yet, but I got my eye on her.
I could agree with
Antonio,
that.
as far as her getting the number, how did you feel about
I did.
that's I mean, I think
No.
we all
Hey.
that's just like she kind of crossed some lines. It's like I don't and I know Karen is not looking at her sideways, but I'll be like, what are you
You
doing?
don't
Like,
think so? You don't think Karen?
Because I
My
understand.
thing is, Karen is a
um,
Taurus. She remember that shit. She gonna hold that shit. And just like she brought up that whole thing with Giselle all the way back from season 1, she gonna bring this shit up again when she's
Oh,
mad
yeah.
at her. That's my thoughts. That's
Do
just, I
you
mean, she
think-
gonna be like, you
do
remember when you
y'all
was
think-
at this party and you got that motherfucking number. She gonna remember that.
that's probably that's so how she gonna sound. Do y'all think that like now? Do you really feel like she? Or how do you feel about her saying that she was upset at Giselle because she wished death upon Ray? Do you feel like she really wished death upon Ray with that statement?
That was a reach.
Did not.
Yeah.
That was a reach. It was definitely a reach. She did not wish death on
Nigga.
Ray. She was just making a statement. So I think to me in that instance, Karen should have been like, "Hey, we've been going back and forth. You said some things because Giselle has said other things about him that she could have been like, I'm holding on to this
Yeah.
and then the other. But to go as far as to say you wish death on or she wished death on Ray, yeah, that was definitely definitely a reach. And I'm sure Karen got her eye on Mia still. Karen is very smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't
agree.
understand her feeling like she had to say that as a reason to Giselle. You really didn't have to
Right.
give Giselle any reason. Giselle has
Yeah,
put her mouth on every marriage on the show, and now all of a sudden somebody you're not married to is off limits. Girl, bye.
Yeah.
that's true. Right,
Yeah.
I agree. In relation to Mia, so after this, of course, Mia, they kind of give her her own segment. Obviously, she's a housewife, so she gets this moment. You meet her and her kids, her little whiny, little bad little girl. I
Right,
don't.
bad as
I'm
hell,
just
wasn't she?
saying. And then her husband, who is what 68. She don't know her age, whatever how old she is. Um,
Let me ask you a question
I
real
like.
quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm 33 years old. Are you saying that that woman is 3 years older than me? Do y'all believe that? Are y'all? I'm 33 years old now.
I
I might
believe
be on
it.
some.
I believe it.
Ain't
I
no
mean, look
crack.
at she's had a lot of work done on her face. When I'm gonna tell you where I noticed the most when she has her side profile, I'm like, ooh, like she's had a lot of nip and tuck in her face.
Yes,
And
it's giving
so,
crazy.
with that being said, I don't know what she looked like, what she supposed to look like, how old she is, but it don't give youth. It's just a lot of work. When people get work done, usually they don't look younger. They usually look
Yeah,
much older. And
Exactly.
so
but
That's
in her
true.
A
confessional,
surge
that's
she
looks
what
make you older.
and that's
her
what she
confessional
looks
look. She
like.
looks real fresh and young though. In her confessional, when
She
she has
does.
those things, like when yeah, those
But
things on
but
the
you gotta
sides of her hair.
Yeah.
also that lighting and stuff that they use in confessionals can
Ooh,
help with that as well.
No, but the regular lighting when they were filming, I said, "Ooh,
what's up?
No man,
Mama not
wait.
as pretty as I thought as she was."
Yeah. Yeah, she it's some it's some we talked about this last week about the skin
Yeah,
thing, and I know Asia was like, the skin is off limits, but I'm like, it don't be off limit when y'all talk about Kenya. I'm just saying,
No, it sure
so
don't.
she need to
it's true.
probably hold on, comment from Sammy, another co-host from Married to Medicine says the work ain't working for her without the makeup. I believe she's 36 though. Okay.
You do okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Surgery at a young age, I think, enhancements
it
make you
does
look
that too.
older than you really
I,
are
I
because
can see
that
that as
surge look
Yeah.
is
well,
for an
Danny.
older woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
But so the question I want to ask y'all, I always ask anybody when we have these shows and there's a newbie, do we think individually, of course you answer, that you will like, do you think that you will like Mia by the end of the season? Yes or no? I asked this for Crystal and for Anila from Married to Medicine. So starting with you, Antonio, do you think that you'll like Mia by the end of the season?
Yeah.
Jasmine?
I always.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go
No,
ahead, go
no,
ahead, go
no.
ahead.
I was gonna say I always like to give the newbies a chance. I like when they come in strong, but not like they're being too thirsty. I do
Yeah,
still have my eye on her from that whole Giselle, Robin, give me your phone number situation.
yeah.
But
Right.
I'm not going all the way count her out yet. But I do still have my eye on her. But I like when they come in and they can stick up for themselves and they can go tit for tat and toe to toe with some of the other ladies. So I think I will like Mia more.
Okay. Jasmine?
Um, I think. See, I'm hesitant. So you know how I was with Drew. I liked her as soon as
Oh,
she
I forgot
came
about
in and
Drew.
her.
Oh yeah, I
So I
forgot.
did like her when she first came in, and you know how they dog dragged me all the way to the end of the season for liking her. So I'm kind of cautious. I like Danny said. I really thought that I was gonna like her like from the first episode. But this one definitely just kind of put me on the fence. I don't like somebody that constantly says that someone's insecure. Now, very well might believe that, you know what I'm saying? People might really believe that when it's insecure, and that's really fine. That's their opinion. However, she constantly says it, and it really gives me a bad vibe, and I don't like it. So I'm going to say no.
Danny.
Um, as of right now, I think I'm just going to reserve judgment. I don't want to say one way or the other.
Yeah.
What I will say is, I think she will be entertaining.
Yeah, sure.
Um, she'll provide entertainment. I do believe that, but I don't. Like I said, right now I'm ambivalent towards her. I got my eye on her. I think she lies a little bit, and sometimes she forgets her lies. She said the thing about she got her clit tightened because when you have kids, there it's loose, and then all of a sudden, now I've had all of them by C-section. So which is it? Is
Oh,
it clit loose
Yeah.
you
because
are right. Oh
She
my
I
did
didn't
say
think
goodness.
that.
about
so?
that. Come
I
on
didn't
now, you
She
either.
better
did.
drop them bombs. Then look, man,
Right.
I'm about
I
to
didn't,
answer the
because I
question and
end
be
up
like,
asking.
no.
I end up asking, like, does that happen when you have kids? I don't have kids. So I end up asking somebody. They was like, girl, no. They didn't. They
And
was
then
like,
she
no.
said it's because she had to get it because they have sex so much.
Yeah,
She did
that's
say
the
that
reason
too.
I remember. But
Well, she's
No,
just
but in
addicted
the
to
first
certain
episode, she
things.
said, "You know, when you have kids, you have to get readjusted down there." That's what she said.
well, you know
I
what?
would
I'm gonna
never
answer.
go like that.
I'm gonna say no, just because. I'm gonna say no because like last season when Wendy came, I liked Wendy immediately. I didn't care what anybody says. Like I'm always this person that if I like you, I don't care how much somebody don't like you. If I like you, I'm gonna know off the bat. I knew that when Candace came on years ago, I liked her. I always felt a certain way about Monique. No shade. I was kind of like she's okay, but I never liked her. I did like Drew last season, but like you said, child, Drew,
Drag me
she was
down.
easily it was easy to not like her anymore. Crystal, I started out not liking her, and I do like her more. And Anila, she's just Anila. So to answer this
I like
question
Anila's
for
husband more than Anita.
that
Anila's
is very
husband is
true.
really, yeah.
Doctor, yes, exactly. So
Yes.
yes, I think Mia, I will. I think no, I don't think I will. Just because her tagline left a bad taste in my mouth anyway for a newbie. I'm like, okay, it's really hard when you bring on newbies on these shows now because I feel like a lot of them watch the show and so they study it, but they come on the show and act like they don't know what's going on. And that to me, that's
Right.
unrealistic. If I get on any show right now, I'm gonna go on there knowing that Giselle is a bad person, and I'm not gonna try to get to know her that damn well unless I have to. I'm just
Right,
saying. But
right.
this is either here or
And you know,
there.
with Potomac, since the cast has pretty much always been the same,
Yeah,
it's always
Yeah.
hard for a newbie to come in and
yeah,
find their fit because, like you said, they
Navigate
watch
that
the
group.
show
Yeah.
and they start to perform instead of
yeah,
just being real.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then we have Giselle and Robin in the west wing of her barn. And it's kind of
Yeah, so, yeah.
crazy that Robin, the shade she threw at the outside of the house. The outside of the house looks.
Wasn't shade. That was facts.
I
That's
listen.
not
I
shade.
ain't even got no house, but the fact that she extended onto that type of property, she should have tore the whole thing down and built the whole thing back up. Like it does not look. It looks so out of place. If I was the neighbors, I would call the HOA. I'm just saying.
And it
Well,
was
she
like
needs to
different.
match.
It
At
was
least
like
have the
different
roof
colors.
matching.
Right. It was
It
different
looks
colors.
terrible.
It looked
But you
crazy.
know
And
what?
then don't.
The roof
As
did not
bad as the
match.
outside look, it looked better than the inside. Because her
Yeah,
inside is
the inside I
it's
like.
You
Thank
know
you,
purple.
what?
Danny. I was about to say that
The house is
because I
just
looked at
it's.
Versace comforter on that spread across that little cheap
Y'all,
ass looking
She
bed. I was
tried
just
it. She tried, and
not cheap,
she kept
Antonio.
saying
Not
Versace, 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 and I'm like, girl, it's still tacky, tacky, tacky.
tacky tacky.
Like,
and it's
Y'all.
barely covering your mattress. It's like it's too little. She should have went up to like a California king size or something. I hate
I'm
it.
done.
And she got all them damn tacky ass fashions hanging up in that motherfucker. I mean, tacky ass fashions hanging up in that closet. It
Well,
was
you know
just, I
what?
was not here
This
for it.
was the most presentable her place has looked. I feel
That's
Yes.
true.
because
I agree with that, Cortez.
other times it was like, ugh, it was under construction. It looked bad. The decor was bad. But I'm glad that she showed the west. The west wing is the best wing of the barn thus far. I would say.
Yeah.
But she
So
did say
that
on
was
Watch What Happens Live that it's still being worked on. Because of course Andy brought up when Robin was shady to her in the confessional, and she was like, "Well, it's still being worked on." She's like, "There's like a whole 2-story entrance that they're working on, and some other stuff, so it's still being
Yeah.
But baby,
Yeah,
you
she
should
didn't
have
even
got
read
the
Robin for
roof
that.
to match. I'm sorry. From the jump, you should have had your roof matching. Now, I don't care about nothing else now, but your roof could
Yeah.
have matched. Now, the
Yeah,
paint
the
on the
roof
What,
is.
what
outside
is,
could have matched.
isn't her main house white and the barn West Wing
It's
gray, or were
ecru.
they both?
I should have got
One
the
is
pictures.
ecru, one is white.
Okay, okay.
Ecru, eggshell, not
Everybody in the
white.
comments are saying the same thing. Brian said the inside of the inside was Home Depot finishes. It really was. Ronnie said the house ain't it. Brooke says the house is tacky. Nobody's impressed with the house, so this is and it. Nobody's impressed with the house. So
Nobody.
You know what? One other thing that I seen about that I seen on Facebook that somebody mentioned, I had to go back and watch it because I didn't pay attention last night. Robin pulled up in that damn little bitty ass escort or
I
whatever it
thought it was a
She
was.
said it was
kid.
a rental. She said it was a rental.
Hey, she getting
Oh,
her
it was a
house
rental.
built. She got to do what she got to do.
She
Y'all
said
got to
she
give
don't
Robin
remember
a
what she used
chance.
the
She
rental
just
for,
got
but
a
it was a rental.
ring. Gave
Listen,
her
The
the
rental,
you
chance.
know,
somebody not recorded. She said she don't remember what the
Giselle
rental
just
was.
has to be Giselle just has to be lucky with the way she dresses and the way she decorates. She has got to be thankful that she was blessed with a beautiful face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Because,
that's Wendy
oh
was
my
very
God.
spot on by saying that you have pretty girl syndrome. Some people
Yeah.
are already so cute they can look dusty and it be okay. Like never mind.
My God. Let's talk about because I was gonna. I don't really want to go into this whole Jamal and Giselle thing. Honestly, I'm dead of it. If anybody has something to say, they can. But Jamal and Giselle thing is just dead to me.
I want them
And
to tell the truth. Never mind, don't need to tell the truth. Go ahead and move on.
I want them.
I
To, I
want her
want
to
I
them.
don't
just
To,
even
I
not
want
want
put
them
that.
to.
the
I want them to stop
cozy
acting like.
couples.
Stop acting like
Right,
they really had a relationship within the last year. Like
Yeah.
right.
that's what's bothering me. It's almost as bad as Contessa and Scott. Like I don't know what the hell going on, and it's just it's
Sick.
terrible. At least they married. We know they married.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Wendy and her family. So her mom made an appearance back, of course, and
I
Love.
love seeing
um,
them.
I do.
I
I actually
love.
do. Like I love just like seeing the whole family there, Eve and the sister and the mama, and Eddie fine ass.
Her sister looked just
Um,
like her.
Eddie is
look,
so
She does.
attractive, ain't he? I
Eddie
think
is
Eddie
so
is so
fine.
cute. Yeah.
Yes, yes, he
Attractive.
got them
I want your
cheekbones.
man Wendy. I'm just saying he cute. Okay. If you looking at this. I want you.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so basically, obviously everybody knows Wendy's got her breast done. She's showing these damn titties off. Do y'all feel like Wendy has changed for the good or for the bad in terms of? I see mixed people online saying that she's more confident. I see some saying that she's like feeling herself, and I mean, like, how do y'all feel about Wendy this season thus far?
She the same to me.
Honestly,
Yeah.
she's. I was gonna say the same thing. She's the same Wendy to me as she was last season. She's just now tweaked a few things, but I still
Yeah.
get that she is the same person. She's still outspoken. She
Mm-hmm.
still says what she needs to say.
Confident.
I don't. Yeah, she's always been confident. She was confident to me last season.
I agree.
Sammy said, Jasmine don't want a Wendy, but I do, as in Eddie.
I like Eddie too much. Trying to scope on his man, but he's cute though. And he real
He got a
respectful.
pretty
So I'm
smile.
kind of. You said what?
He
He
got a
does.
pretty
He
smile
does.
too.
It's the
Yeah,
chocolate
he
skin for
do.
me.
It's the skin, everything. I think they all just the kids, Wendy, him. They
Yeah.
just have beautiful skin. They're just beautiful. I love it.
How do you feel about
And
her starting
her
her?
mother's funny.
Her mother is
It's
funny.
him.
Her mother is funny.
She said,
I like that
"Oh,
she's not as seems to be a little better than last season. Like she kind of got a little more comfortable in front of the camera and how she should play a mother. I think. How do you
And
feel
she
about
probably saw
her
herself played
starting?
back.
Who? Oh yeah, she
No, so she
definitely
probably saw
did.
herself played back.
Definitely, most definitely, especially as it relates to Wendy in that position. Wendy don't want to teach no more, child. Let it go. She
there
still
you
got the
go."
money. She got a candle line now. I mean, she gonna make a lot of money,
Oh,
right?
really? I didn't know that.
You
Okay,
didn't see the episode?
I did.
It's Home Essentials. How
Oh,
are y'all gonna support the Home Essentials candle line?
I really like candles, so
I,
I
I
don't
would buy.
mind.
I love candles, so
I love candles. I mean, I'm a person that y'all gonna think I'm kind of
Uh
crazy,
oh.
but I'm a person that
Antonio
buys stuff
froze.
from
Go ahead.
like not celebrities, but like I buy stuff like that. I bought like Toya Lil Wayne's baby mama's book. It was okay. It just sounded like how she talked. I bought Evelyn's. I bought Jennifer stuff before back in the day, but I don't mind buying it just to see
Yeah.
it.
I
it's
agree.
funny you say that.
Yeah,
Huh?
one of my best friends has like a Home Essential candle line. So I'm curious to know like what inspired her to get to do that. It just came out of nowhere. But I mean, on these shows, I will say we on these platforms, it is good to kind of trying to find like a new streaming income, trying to find some kind of line,
Yeah.
something like that. So I'm glad that she is trying to like really take this platform and move it further because I mean, realistic being from a doctor to teacher and then being like into like politics and I feel like she's still trying to find her way.
Yeah.
And I think
How
she'll
she
always
fits.
do the politics, and she'll always do
Yeah.
the politics thing. I think she's
I
good
agree.
at it.
I agree. Welcome back, Antonio. We lost you for a second, but welcome back.
Sorry, I had it on Do Not Disturb, and the call still came through. I don't know.
That mean they
See, it
called you more
happened
than
to me.
twice.
It's usually me, so I feel the
Oh, they
Oh.
same
called you
way.
more. They called you back. They called you
They
more than
mean they
once
called
back to
you
back.
back to back because they was like, he gonna answer this phone today.
Oh, they was.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I
what
feel
that means?
important.
Oh gosh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
they
Oh
want you,
shit.
child.
Okay.
No,
All
I'm
right, boo. I'm
fine.
gonna call you back. Let me finish this, boo. I'm gonna call you back.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
yeah. Let's talk about Ashley and Kara. I thought this was a very funny scene, actually. Ashley is kind of shaded, but she gave me a good little key when she was talking about when baby, what's his name? What's the child name? What's
Dean.
his son? Dean started
Dean.
crying for Karen, And when she left, what did she say?
Except about
She
she has a
changed
different face
faces.
every
She
time I
always
see
has a
her.
new
Stay with a
face.
different face.
But you know,
Yeah,
Lord,
Ashley's tagline was the most accurate to me
it's
about
it
being
my
was.
I
It
funny.
was
agree.
so
favorite.
lame, but it was.
It's my
Cortez
It's my
said the
favorite.
same
favorite.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite. Like I can't even be mad. I don't even care for Ashley like that, but I love Ashley's
I don't either.
tagline.
And I hate that I'm starting to kind of care for her now, but it's okay.
Did y'all? How do y'all feel about Karen's explanation about Sing Sing? Because she kind of. This is where I was like
Lie.
the backtrack, and she was like, I didn't even. I just said it just to say it, girl. You knew what you meant, what you was trying to say. It just didn't land well completely. But I don't know, Karen. Just own it, honey. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I
She
was
was like, it
confused.
She
sounded
tried to
good, didn't it? I was
cover it
like,
up.
no.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
She
she
was
what
should
she
trying
have
to
was
cover
told
it
me.
saying.
up. She said, I think she went below the belt and she tried to cover it up at the
Yeah.
end of it. Didn't it sound good? Didn't it sound cool when I said it right then? Like, girl, bitch, you're
Because I mean, she
79
could
years
receive a
old.
lot of backlash from that. You know,
Right.
she
Because why are
could.
you it was fucked it was really low down. Like, regardless of how you feel about Giselle, that's still the father of her those still the father of her children. That's still what it is. And if she went to a mental institution and you was about to bring it up on some weird shit, then yeah, she gonna say some wasn't it funny? It was just a joke. Ah, like, nah, fuck you, Karen. You're out of control. You're out of control.
Yeah.
No.
But I want her to remain out of control too, though, for the rest of the
I
season.
love Karen, but that was a little
Yeah,
Let
low
me
down.
yeah,
show
because
you. Let me tell you.
Giselle had
Karen
said
has
something
really
terrible
always
to
been
me.
like that. Karen has always
She
been like
has.
that. In that scene when they flash back to Ashley and Karen's relationship, and it took me out because it's when they was arguing in that truck, and she was like, "You take your fake ass marriage and ram it up your ass." I'm just like, you know what? Karen always been
Ever took
crazy.
that damn
She has that old soul with her reads. It's not even like
Yeah,
what she say. It's even the tone.
It was
But
when
I
she
yeah.
was
was
more
at that
comfortable with
damn
her
thing.
saying
Katie's. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
no. I said I was more comfortable with her saying hot box than I was with the Sing Sing thing. Don't be talking about STDs. You know, referring to STD. I was more comfortable with that than I was Sing
I was
Sing.
definitely uncomfortable with that. I
Yeah,
mean, last week
I
I
can
think
see that.
Brooke is here
Oh
today, and
no,
Brooke is
it
in the
was
chat.
crazy.
She was saying the same thing. Well, it was kind of cringy. You know what I'm
It was
saying?
crazy.
Seeing somebody of the, not age shaming, but of that age, talking about people's got herpes and stuff like that. That's just kind
Yeah, I
of a
didn't like
lot.
that.
But
Okay.
whatever. I'm
I
just
still
saying,
laugh.
me. I did
I laughed
laugh,
too.
but I was just like, ooh, that kind of hurt a little bit.
I'm
Like,
also
I laughed because who it was aimed at. That's why I laughed.
Giselle.
yeah, right. So let's just move into Karen's event. So Karen has a couples event. Robin says she ain't coming. Of course she ain't coming because Giselle. Did she invite Giselle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So
Giselle threw it in the
Giselle
trash.
said she threw.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, I
she's.
missed that
Yeah.
part, but I did see Robin saying, "What is this? We're not going." I'm like, you know what? Y'all are y'all need that blindly support of each other. Like Robin, she makes herself look so much like a damn follower. So much.
Puppet.
It's terrible.
But didn't Juan say it? But didn't Juan say it first? Say we're not
Juan
going. I
did
think Juan said
say
it.
that.
Juan did say it, but clearly Robin still could have won because Ashley came by herself. So
But
And
no, not if
so
your man
to
don't
talk
want to
about
go.
that, Ashley ass showed up to the event by herself. Ashley messy because Ashley said, "Listen, I'm still gonna get this mess and get this tea and get this camera
Mm-hmm.
time because I
yes,
was
she
And
did.
the food.
waiting for Michael to come, waiting."
Baby, I wanted to see
But
who he would have put on there for which housewife would you want. I wanted to
You
see
see,
that.
Ashley
child,
said, "I'm glad, Lord, I'm
I'm
glad
glad.
Michael is here."
she was so
Right.
glad, child. He probably put down Juan or Eddie.
I mean, I don't
Juan
Or
is
blame
probably
his
her.
G.
bed. Juan is
Um,
his bed.
leading into the event, Candace did not really kind of want to go, but she ended up going, so I'm glad she did.
Yeah,
But
I
when she
didn't
got
miss
in,
it.
she barely kind of spoke to Ashley. She was like, "You don't have to
Yeah,
get up. It's
Don't
okay.
get up.
She don't have to." Those
Don't
two
get up.
have a really beef, and I'm so glad thus far they're not arguing. I think it is coming according to the preview.
Really?
But
Mm.
any thoughts on that part before we get into the actual Mia versus Whitney? Because that's what it's like the biggest thing.
I'm.
um,
Oh, go ahead,
I'm
Antonio.
I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that Candace came and that she was very receptive to,
Yeah.
Karen's hug and Karen telling her, "Hey, we need to get together." And she's like, "Oh, well, you got to see my house." So I really like that. It shows to me that Candace is open to receiving what Karen has to say and speaking with Karen about that. I felt like what she gave Ashley was okay. It was shady, but I think it was okay based on their relationship. Like, oh, hey girl, how you doing? You don't have to get up. And she
Hmm.
kept it moving. So I was okay with that. 100%.
Yeah, I was actually proud of Candace.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna come in being shady, not giving a damn whose house it was, but she was really mature. And I think the
Yeah,
shade she gave Ashley was warranted based on their history.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't really understand. I mean, I get it, but then like it really weirded me out to hear Ashley like, I don't know if we're gonna even be together at the table, like we're gonna even be okay. And it's just like, no, she hasn't done nothing to you though. Like at the at the end of the day, their relationship, what I think I agreed with was they just don't mesh. But it's really shouldn't be like a disdain for them outside of we just have different personalities.
Yeah.
So I just think it's weird that, that Ashley just is still kind of holding on to it. Maybe Candace is too. We just haven't gotten that far yet. But I was proud of her as well. Because really, honestly, what I told Cortez before we, like when we were talking about this, is that I think that Karen banked on Candace being the one that did not come back. And that's why she went so hard on her last season. So now she has to come back like how Nene did and have to do a apology tour. And it's just like, to me, if I was Candace, I would just take it with a grain of salt. We just worked together. So, I mean, I wouldn't have came. I wouldn't have went. I mean,
But I also
maybe
think if
since it
Karen
was the
does
beginning of the
apologize,
season, I would have went on and tried to get that chip off my shoulder. That's why she said she was carrying a lot of baggage coming into the thing, and I can appreciate her saying it because shit ain't clean, but I'm still gonna come.
yeah, and I don't think Karen apologizing would be in the form of "I want to be your friend again" either. I think it'll be with the same preset that you said we're going to be coworkers. Karen's not going to try to be her friend again, like genuinely.
It won't be
We're
the
gonna
same.
coexist.
It won't be
It
like
won't be the
big
same.
sis, little sister, whatever they had as their relationship.
Mm-mm.
Even though I feel like she looked at Karen more as a mother figure
Yeah.
than her. I mean,
She
very
did.
appropriate.
Yeah,
So
I just feel like they really had a real relationship. And
yeah,
from what I guess Karen was saying about what happened, even at the reunion and all the sending an email, seems like she was really concerned just for Candace's well being. I actually don't think that she banked on Candace not returning. But I feel like she is doing what she feels is the right thing to do. And I do feel like she owes Candace an apology. No matter how I feel about Candace in some instances, I feel like with that, Karen definitely owes her an apology.
do you think
So
she?
But
you think
also,
that the emails was the right? You think that she was genuinely concerned about her when she sent those emails when she told her to go to the darkest part of hell?
When Candace told Karen to go to the darkest part of hell,
You when
I
you said
think
she
that
it was really concerned.
yeah, Karen, because Karen stated that she was concerned for Candace's well being or something like that. So yeah, I felt like they had a real relationship, and that she felt like okay, Candace is may do something, or maybe in a bad place. So from what she stated, it wasn't to like get Candace fired or anything like that, but it definitely was to get Candace, some additional help. So
Hmm.
in that case, I feel like Karen was trying to help Candace.
Hmm.
I
That's
find it
not the
kind
way
of
I would have handled it,
interesting
but I
this
feel like she
season.
was trying to.
I want to say this season with Mia coming back. So with Mia coming, that's kind of if you look at it, it's kind of Karen's only friend.
Yeah,
Because Wendy, who's like not really her friend, Candace, Robin, Giselle, Ashley, it's kind of great with everybody except for maybe Mia. So at this point, maybe that's why she ain't getting mad at Mia right now because I mean she ain't got nobody else. Monique was her
she
closest,
can't.
and think about it.
No.
Even though Monique was close with Ashley, Karen wasn't that close with Ashley. They just kind of was in friendship via
Linked
Monique.
up.
So I don't know. It's
and
interesting.
Ashley just go which way the wind. Ashley goes which way the wind blows. So Karen can't
Ashley
I
don't
think
comment.
really
she
have no
really
damn friends. She just
she
Ashley
right
pregnant.
don't,
with
but
Giselle.
Ashley don't have any loyalty to anybody.
No,
She
Right.
is just
she
legit
just
like
pregnant, and because she pregnant, they just be around her because she
Let her
pregnant.
go. Yep.
She lucky.
I
She
agree.
get pregnant every year the last 2 years because if she wasn't pregnant, she probably have rougher years. And she
Yeah.
postpartum and everything else is what saves her. Cause,
Yeah.
cause I feel like she would have been close to being dragged too many times. But let's talk about Mia and Wendy. So Mia and Wendy get into in this moment, and I saw somebody talk about it on Facebook saying that they weren't sure about they felt like Wendy just never wanted to like Mia, never wanted to give her a chance. They felt like Mia is like the new group hazer. I haven't formed my opinion yet because I feel like while that may possibly look the case, the editing is making it look that way too. Because what they're doing is they're every time Mia speaks, they put the camera on Wendy and they put in the face. You know how editing works. So I don't think she dislikes her, but I do kind of feel like she may not be giving her the best chance because, to the girl's defense, Karen is not showing any signs of being upset, so I don't know why Wendy would be going so strong on the girl. But this is my opinion. So with this argument, what are y'all individual thoughts on how it escalated, and to the point to where she kind of did the whole gestures? Because if you notice, those gestures of the hands were the same gestures that Monique did last season, which is another
Now,
indicator this girl is watching the show. But go ahead,
ooh,
Jasmine.
I'm sorry. I was just saying. Now, if Wendy would have got up and knocked the cradles out her face, which y'all would have been so like, like no, because I still don't believe in violence. But when she asked her to remove the hand, and she said, "What you
Mm-hmm.
gonna do about it?" Then I said,
Right.
and then I would have, then that would have been, I would have been less like, "Whoa, she did actually move it." But I mean, I don't think. I like you said, I think it's the editing. They keep on showing Wendy, they keep on showing her when she speaks and stuff like that. So they're trying to build up that type
Yeah.
of rivalry, I guess. Like I said earlier, I don't really like that she constantly says that she's insecure. Like it was weird to me that she was like, "Oh, team Ed." She got him trying to be Team Wendy. What else team is he supposed to be? That's his wife. That's his mother of his kids. I didn't
Yeah.
really like. I just don't get Mia, and I didn't really get the conversation. Now Wendy can be a little rude with "I'm not done." Like she could
Yeah.
be
That's
super
true.
rough and super sharp. And
Yeah.
it takes a little bit to get around that. And I'm okay with stuff like that, but everybody ain't. But honestly, I think I think Wendy was well within her rights. She invited her to her home and she saw some shit in her house. And honestly, I felt the same. Now, like I said, Karen might not be mad right now, but I also think it's because she don't have no friends. So who you gonna be mad at her? Who you gonna film with? I mean, she's not gonna be mad at her. So I mean that's just my
Mm.
opinion. Okay, look, I just don't.
Go ahead,
I
Danny.
don't like.
So I
Mm,
think the whole so I'm thinking about what you guys are saying about the editing thing. That every time Mia speaks, it goes to Wendy. But regardless, even if they're turning the camera to Wendy, Wendy is still making these faces. Like it's still Wendy's real reactions. Um, it's like Mia's presence is bothering her. From what we saw when she got smart with Mia, when Mia asked her, "Did you get anything else done?" I thought that was
Yeah.
an innocent question. We're here at a party about your boobs and everything. That was an innocent question.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like
Now, yeah, yeah.
Wendy got catty with her from there, and it just never stopped.
I mean,
Yeah. It seemed
No,
like
I
they never
agree.
recovered from that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
never. I
mean, she
mean,
did.
she Wendy kind of came at her sharp in that moment, and I feel like Mia kind of caught it and kind of went on guard, and I think now she's just on guard with Wendy, and
Yeah.
Wendy, I mean, it's unfortunate, but they got off on the wrong foot, and I don't
They
know
did.
what's going to get them back on the right foot because at this point it escalates more even next episode.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
But do you? I mean, I don't want to use the word aggressive, but do you feel like Wendy has it out for her, like Antonio? Like, what do you feel like she really truly has it out for her, or is it because she don't know her, and she wasn't
Yeah. I
like
don't.
that? Go ahead.
I don't think she has it out for her, but it's maybe
Yeah, I don't.
times when you meet someone and you just don't mesh with them. You
Mish.
don't feel in your mesh. You just feel in your
You know,
spirit that
Mish.
you can't fuck with that person. Like you don't like them, you just can't fuck with them. You don't like their spirit or whatever it is that they giving off, and you don't mesh with them. So I think when Mia asked that question and Wendy not knowing Mia, I felt like it was an innocent question, being that you're here showing off your plastic surgery. I felt like it was an innocent question, but for some reason, I think coming from Mia, it just rubbed Wendy the wrong way. Not to mention, before they walked in the dining room area and sat down, when she first revealed her titties, other women asked, if she got other stuff done. Robin even said, "Did you get your butt done too?" And she was like, "No." She was very playful about it. But
Mm-hmm.
when they sat down, I felt like Mia was coming from a place of, "Oh well, I done had 14,000 surgeries, and so this is our way. I'm gonna connect with
Yeah,
this woman,
yeah.
through her surgeries." It just didn't, and they've not been able to recover. But to answer your question, no, she doesn't have it out for her. I just felt like she doesn't like her.
I
Mm.
want to say something that the thing that rubbed me the wrong way in this scene was that when she talked about like they talked about the wishing death on somebody's whatever, right? Now Mia was at this table. She heard this because basically it starts because she's saying that you know what, I learned that Giselle is just a pretty face. You knew she was a pretty face, and you heard that your friend say you wish death upon my husband in this moment, but you still after that said, well, I think she has a great heart. So that
Good
goes to
heart.
what Danny said about her lying. Like this girl, where I think maybe Wendy may be feeling is that this girl is lying. She lying about her age. It's like you said, sometimes you meet people you's like, this not really the girl I want to hang with or talk to, and they're on a reality TV show platform. So what better time to call somebody out? You know what I'm saying? Than on something like this. It was like the right opportunity, in my opinion. Um,
Heard that and still asked for Giselle number.
you heard
And
all
Yeah.
Robin.
that. You still
And
asked for her
Robin.
Yes.
number, and you still said that she
And
had a
Robin.
sweet spirit. So it's like Mia. It's like Mia. She got to get her lives together because she don't be adding up. You know, and
Let me speak for like the bitches, okay? Like this, when I say the bitches, I mean, let me just say like I used to be like kind of mean, you know what I'm saying? So when Cortez says if he likes somebody, even if a motherfucker don't like him, he's still gonna like him. He's very true on that, because that's how we start being friends. But I'm gonna speak for used to be a mean girl, kind of. Let's just speak on that. Not a mean girl, but just like a little like, you know. I feel as though when a new person come in, and it's just like doesn't make it right. But baby, you don't know me enough to be asking me about my booty like that. Come on, what you got done? Why you asking me? What do you have done? So I got it on like a little snap type of personality. Like I got it what Wendy was saying and how she said it. Like I don't think that she was coming for her. I don't think that she was even really being aggressive or snappy. I just think that she's a new girl. They treated her like that, and then I just think that she's just passing it along. Like I mean, I'm not unnecessarily rude, and I think that Wendy can sometimes be actually unnecessarily rude. But I honestly think that interaction was both on both sides playful. Maybe other people might not think that Wendy's was, but I do think that she was just like, okay, what you get done? Since you keep asking about me, I don't even know you like that, honey. I just put your name on the damn table because Karen told me that you was coming. Like
but that's
all.
Wendy's event. The platform was for about body positivity. I feel like
You're right.
you open the door for stuff like that to come in, and she should honestly be more supportive of it than less judgmental. In my opinion, I said
Right.
this last week too. I felt like she was a little judgmental, especially in an event where we're celebrating getting work done. You know, it's
Right.
like why come with that tone? But I mean, that's I still love Wendy.
I do
I
too.
did. I do see both sides, and I'm still
Yeah, me
like
too.
probably not gonna like me at the end of the season anyway. But still, that's just me.
Mia also, there's something about Mia when she speaks to me that she comes off pretentious, like it's a fake voice,
Ooh.
and
Oh, you
Yeah,
absolutely.
she sounds like
It,
Yeah.
Latoya
it gives me that too.
Jackson. Like she's always
Yeah.
whispering, and I'm like,
She's
talk,
always
speak
having. She
up.
always wants like a big old pop when she says, "Oh, I have my grandchildren. I have 3 grandchildren. My grandchildren live in Durham." Or she just says something. She wants a reaction, kind of. She just gives me that, just like
yeah.
yeah. She just wants a reaction, and it's okay.
What
I have big personality friends too, but still.
Yeah,
one other thing about, well, not really about Mia, but her husband has a good like exercise or regimen or diet regimen because he looks good to be like 68. Actually, when I look at them, like when I look at Ashley and Michael, I can see okay, he's much older than her. Even when
yeah.
I look at Ray and Karen, I can see okay, he's older than her. But then I didn't. I mean, I can tell he's older than her, but I didn't see 32 years
Yeah.
older
They don't look
than
awkward
her.
together.
They
No,
don't
they
They
look
don't
don't.
look
awkward.
awkward. No, they
They
don't.
don't.
They don't. I agree. Do we have any thoughts on the couples game?
Yes.
Go ahead.
He's a stripper.
What you got to say?
Well, what stick out to me about the couples game is when they were, well, first of all, I love Wendy, I love Eddie, but I do think they were over there like feeding each other answers, or when Wendy was looking at his board as he was
Yes.
writing. Um,
Cheating ass.
also, also when they were asking like who would your spouse want to be with or something like that, that I forgot exactly what the subtitle said when they came up, but she pretty much told him like yeah, that could come off a certain way and like that looked like Mia name or something like that that he was about to
He had
put on.
wrote N-A. He had wrote N/A, and she told him that could be
Oh, she
Mia.
was telling him that looked like Mia. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So he
I
had
saw
wrote
people.
not
I saw a lot of people say that. I don't think he was writing Mia. I don't think
Okay,
so.
I don't
okay.
either.
But I mean,
Thank
that's
you
what
for
the people
explaining
were
that to me.
saying. But I don't know. The interesting. It was. I've played a game like that before. I like though that game on a couple trip last year. We played it, and it's always fun because I mean you got to think about it, these couples been together forever. Like although I think Karen and them would have been together probably the longest. I mean they old as hell. So I mean I see why they forgot where they had sex. Whether it was on the counter or the floor of the kitchen. And I don't know. It was a good moment. Like I really wish that
Yeah.
the other, I wish that Juan and Robin was there. It would have been nice to see what they had going on. At least one anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't really take much from it other than just it was a good light moment.
I
It
like
was
the game.
enjoyable to
I just didn't like
watch.
the question. I didn't like the question about who your spouse would be with. Like, if it's me and my friends sitting there, and if I got
I ain't
somebody,
asking
y'all
that.
motherfuckers better
We ain't
not
playing it.
say y'all home. Yeah,
We
because we're
ain't
gonna have to
doing it.
have a conversation. Yeah,
We ain't doing
exactly.
it.
We
I'm
ain't
like
doing that.
we.
I don't like that question. I said production must have put that
But you know
question
what?
in
They
there.
asked. They asked that same question on Married to Medicine. Remember they asked like, who would your man? They asked
Last
this. Remember
night.
that? No, it wasn't.
Last
Wait,
night.
was it last night?
Oh, they did. I
They
think
asked
they
it on the
had when.
episode too. It was something about be with somebody else's husband. That's when like somebody. That's what Toya was like. She would. It was some heavily through shade at Toya. It was a while
Oh, who
ago.
would you give your husband
Oh
to, or who
yeah.
would you want
Yeah,
to take care of your husband, or something like
yeah,
that?
yeah, something like
They
that.
Okay, well,
reviewed
I
that
can. Well,
moment.
that's a little
They
bit
summarized
deeper
that.
because of yeah,
It's all
but
messy, and
I didn't.
whatever the question is, we
Yeah,
ain't playing.
exactly.
That's it.
We done. We ain't
Shit.
playing.
But then, even on Watch What Happens Live last night when they played a game with Giselle where all the men's head was at the bottom and they was asking different questions and she was like, what guy is the most attractive? And she's like, Juan.
Yep.
Juan is fine. Like I don't
He
want
be
my best
inappropriate.
friend. Yeah,
She be
Yeah.
right.
inappropriate.
Thank you.
She be inappropriate. And I'm not gonna lie. I even
And
said
when
that when
she
she
told
was like,
Wendy,
your fine ass husband, you ain't gonna do that with your
Right.
yeah,
fine ass husband. And then I already said that Candace's husband be cooking for that her ass too much. She's just a little loose for me. I like Giselle a little bit, but she can be a little loose for
I
me. For
mean, come
me.
on now. You know that that
Delilah.
Lila spirit. I mean that
That
Lila
Delilah,
spirit.
don't you ever do that Delilah spirit.
She
For
did
real.
say that she was looking for her Simon last night.
Ooh, child.
She Simon is amazing for Portia.
Child,
She
let me tell
looking
you
for her
something.
Simon.
She ain't got that Porsche, so she need to go ahead
Not
on.
heavily. I got that Porsche.
Heaven, Heavenly will get assignment before her.
It's Will.
Yeah, heavily is a. Never mind. Let me check. But no, I
Well,
do think that Giselle can overstep boundaries. But if that's your friend, if Robert cool with that, then
Yeah.
child, that's a mess.
I don't think Robin would tell her if she wasn't cool with it. So
I think she
Scary stuff.
would. You don't think so? Dang,
They
damn.
gonna
maybe
fall.
not on
One of these
camera.
seasons, they gonna fall out. It's gonna probably be a real good season because we're gonna finally see the rise of Robin, if there is a rise.
Well, I'm gonna let you know now. I'm automatically siding with Robin. I don't care what it's about. Robin could be wrong. I'm on her side.
I
Boy,
like Robin, but you know what? But she's giving me charade vibes or the Bone Collector. Like I feel like because this is how I'm getting it. And it might not be like what it is, but when she literally just talked to Giselle right before that dinner, and she was like, "Is she she not coming because of what's her name?" I don't think that's the case. Giselle said that to her. I don't think that's the case, and then she brings it up again at the goddamn on dinner table. I think it's because you're not gonna be here. And that Giselle just told you this girl just was over her damn house. She just told you that that's not the case. Like, but she still wanted to bring it up, and I just think that she's trying to get a moment. Is that what the next sick episode is about? I don't need a damn moment.
But
Damn.
see, when they fall out, I don't like Robin either. I just like Giselle less. So that's why I'm on Robin's
Lord
side.
have mercy. Well, listen. With that being said, we got to get out of here because we got to do Married to Medicine shortly after this. But this has been a great chat. Of course, if you're in the chat, thank you for joining today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up to like the video. And follow myself, Antonio, Danny, Jasmine, and Asia on Instagram at The Real Mr. Cross, IJ Nicole, King Daniel, and Asia D. Of course, also at the Lean Block. So until then, we're going to lean out. We will see y'all next week for episode 3, where Wendy goes off about a click child. So tired of hearing about clicks on these shows. But it may make for good TV. So until then, we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good night, and we out of here.
Out of here,
Peace.
bye.
Good night.